Okay. Happy Friday. Today is stream time, baby. I'm coming up the stairs. Hello. Let me try to, I don't know, raise my camera up a little bit, but I think we're going to be working right here. Or, let me see. Ooh. This could be a dangerous choice. Trying to move the whole table with 100 things on it. Yeah, maybe not. Okay. Ouch. Hello, hello. How's the audio today? Can you hear things all right? Great. I woke up this morning and was trying to figure some stuff out, see if I could do some things a little differently, which we'll see. I'm not really sure, truthfully. Didn't really get to do it the way I want to do it. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, happy Friday, everyone. How was everyone's last night? What did I do? Nothing really. I don't know. I think I got into a weird, rabbit hole. I was just scrolling and I was like, oh, and I was feeling really restless. And I'm like, why did I just waste 4 hours scrolling about nothing? I could have either watched something that was good or just went, I have a water and of course I'm drinking a little bit of Celsius. This one's the peach mango green tea. Okay. I have 100 things around me. It's very tight quarters, so I'm gonna try my hardest not to knock it over and fuck it all up. Why have I had a crazy August? I've woken up hungover again. Girl, you crazy. You crazy. I saw you taking tequila shots or whatever. Honestly, the summer's crazy, but you've been going crazy during the week, man. Wild. I'm trying to see what the best way for me to have chat stuff up. My problem right now is that the table that I'm working on is kind of small and I have food stuff here and my laptop that I'm using to see chat and stuff that a step lower on a regular table, so it's I gotta look this way and look down. But anyway, what did we say in here? It's because our friend Ty, we always go crazy when he's visiting. Yeah, sounds like it. Does anyone have any plans for the weekend? Let me know, because this is my first free weekend, actual free weekend, so I'm excited. But I think I want to use this weekend to kind of do some stuff for my nephew's birthday, which happens on the weekend after. No, sorry, the last weekend of August. Anyway, oh my god, so I put contacts in, right? Because I'm trying to be more like a contacts lady, because I got my my eye situation figured out. Turned out I wasn't going blind, and I got my new prescription, and so I finally ordered new contacts, which is great. I'm on my last of my trial pairs, and hopefully my new contacts will come in on Monday. But my problem is I feel like I can't see. I can't see as far as I want. I believe, Tina, Sandra, I believe that the plan is I'm probably gonna go over on Sunday. I will talk to you separately off stream about stuff like that. I don't know what everyone's plans are, but I did talk to my sister, so we can talk about it later. Okay, so actually, I'm gonna move some stuff over to my counter back here so I have more space to chat and you guys here, okay? But the plan for today is I'm going to make oatmeal cookies and I'm going to do oatmeal chocolate chip because I don't fuck with raisins like that. And we're also gonna make a tteokbokki with ramen. And basically, if you go to a Korean restaurant, you can often get tteokbokki with ramen in it. And I'm gonna try a hack as well because I don't actually have any Korean rice cakes in the freezer at the moment. I'm going to try to do the hack with the rice paper to see what that tastes like. Because at the end of the day, it has that chewy texture. So we'll see. And also, having both ramen and tteokbokki in it, and there's always just there's fish, there's eggs, etc. It's a lot of food for me. So I think we'll test out the hack to see if it works, and then we can report. But let me collectively move some stuff out of here. Put my drinks back here. And let's move some things out of the way. So I think the first order of business on here is to do the oatmeal cookies. Although they don't take too long to cook, or bake rather, I'd rather do them first just so that they can like cool and I can have it as a nice dessert right after I have my lunch, you know? Okay. Okay, I got a lot of shit, man. Also, did you guys notice I have an apron on today? This one Tina who was in the chat actually got me when I went to Disney. There's like a huge, excuse me, not me messing with the mic, but there's a huge chocolate stain. I don't know how it got there. But yeah, and it's very wrinkled because I pulled it out of a bag that's been in my basement from when I moved. But yeah, I found it. Cute, huh? It's like ratatouille themed, I think. French themed. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I love it. The only thing I wish is that I had pockets. That's what's missing. Okay. All right. All righty. So now I have a cleaner space here. I can bring you guys up here. I can see you without having to like walk off. And then, oh, perfect. I can move some of my stuff on my extra table here. Perfect. Okay. Okay, great. So let's start with preheating the oven, as we always do. 350, let's do it. Okay, we're preheating. Let me grab my bowl here. Let me wipe it down actually, because I was trying to figure out what my plan was, how I want to organize everything, and I'm like, damn, it might be a lot of work to be on like a cooking show, you know? Like there's just stuff everywhere. Oh, maybe I should put the garbage there. But okay, so I'm following loosely a test kitchen recipe for oatmeal cookies. Again, I'm substituting raisins for chocolate chips because I don't fuck with raisins like that. Like raisins don't belong in my oatmeal cookies and they don't belong in my carrot cake. Get that shit out of here. Don't fuck with that. Also, what is everyone's favorite cookie? Because personally, oatmeal is one of my faves, but I am highly partial to gingerbread / molasses. Like those are actually my faves. And I love when a cookie is like soft and gooey on the inside. A little crispy on the edges is okay, but I typically like a good soft cookie. I don't want anything that resembles like a biscuit, okay? Like I don't like it when it's like snappy. No. I need that soft and gooey. And then the other problem with cookies is that like sometimes you bake them and then you think that they're like not ready or they feel a little too soft or undercooked, then you leave them in the oven longer and then it turns out they're fucking rocks. We're trying to avoid that specifically today, okay? Okay, so what first things we're going to do is we're actually going to start with our wet ingredients. So what we're using today is butter, oil, vanilla extract, some eggs. I think that's it. Yeah. But what we're going to do actually is we're going to brown the butter. So I have a pan here. I'm just going to turn that on and I'm going to brown 4 tablespoons of butter. So the thing with butter is that as you heat it up, you just got to watch it because it can go from brown to butter pretty quickly. So we're going to brown it up. It'll bring out more like flavor in the cookie. So we're super excited about that. But yeah. And thank you all for who are joining me today. I did a cooking stream last week, but I had a lot of technical issues. I didn't realize anyone was joining me. I couldn't see any chat and I just assumed that nobody was there, you know? And then I went back down to my PC that I'm like streaming from technically. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't see anybody talking. But you know, but now hopefully I fixed that and be able to actually see chat. But yeah, so if you guys have a favorite cookie, let me know. If you have plans this weekend, let me know. Okay, we're putting that in there. Oh, you know what I need? A rag. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna watch this butter melt down. Oh yeah, watch her go down. And again, the thing with the butter is that we have to watch it just enough so that it doesn't burn. I feel like it's one of the things where it's, you just want to keep agitating it. It's like, hurry up, but it doesn't. And actually, after we have this butter browned, I'm going to boil some eggs that we'll use for the tteokbokki. Oh yeah, she is melting. So typically, cookies usually use a lot more butter, but we're going to do butter and oil for this one. I'll be working water fire this weekend, so I need to have a chill night tonight. If anyone's watching who doesn't know, a very classic Rhode Island thing is water fire. And it's basically like an art installation that goes down the city, and by its name, I'm sure you can tell, it's water. It's fire on top of water. But it's really a great like community thing, and it's such a classic Rhode Island thing. So if you ever look up things to do in Rhode Island, it's going to be on the list. I feel like for locals though, unless you're like a teenager or like have a family and stuff, or you have people who are visiting, it's something that I'm just like, damn, the streets are closed, there's always tons of traffic. But yeah, but every once in a while when I do go, I'm like, oh, this is actually nice, you know? I remember the first time I ever got pulled over, I was like, again, like 16 or something. I had just gotten my like driver's permit or something. I like ran through a stop sign by accident. Like I kind of just didn't know, I didn't realize that not that there wasn't a stop sign there, but I thought I had already like half driven through it, so I just kept going. But then I realized I didn't. And that's how I got pulled over. And I had to do my community service, which ended up being volunteering at Waterfire. But yeah, okay, this butter is sizzling. It's going. Let me, ouch. We'll just get a little, I don't know, stir, swivel, swish. I feel like, is having this color of a pan a good idea when I'm trying to see the color go brown, but not burnt, you know? I don't know. This is almost like watching an episode of Run BTS. Ugh, that's like the highest compliment. That's one thing I love about the BTS like shows, though. It's like they feel very normal in that sense, you know? And that's one thing I found kind of crazy when I went to Korea as well, where it was like, so many things were just so accessible. Like, oh, they lived in an apartment that ended up becoming, it's a cafe now, like a multi-level cafe or whatever. And you could like go there and it's like, this is crazy. Like they used to live here. And something like, some of the jewelry they wore, like actually, I'll show you, okay. Really quickly before this burns. But I have this right here. And I got it from Korea. And the company that I got it from is called Frika. And basically they are, they styled, or BTS has worn some of their jewelry on performances and stuff. And and the fact that you can just walk in, they're like, oh, hey, if you are like interested, they have like basically a book about like which member wore what jewelry. So then if you want it, which I did, you can get it, you know, they're like, oh, it's this one. And they were super, super nice because it was an earring, that was an earring that had a couple chains hanging down from it. And basically I was like, oh, I wish basically it was like two different earrings were combined. And then they're like, we'll do it for you right now. And they like literally just like made it for me right then and there. And it was still like affordable without being too expensive. Like I think that it was probably like 70, 80 bucks. And it has never tarnished, which is great. Because I feel like that's what I'm struggling with, finding affordable jewelry that doesn't tarnish or doesn't, you know, get all rusty and green and gross. Okay. What do we think, y'all? Can you see that? I think it needs a little more time. Again, having this color of a pan could be an issue, and also seeing all these bubbles. We'll do a little more. I'm just worried, man. I just don't want it to burn. Oh, you can hear the sizzle. I like that. Yeah, I'm saying, love it when that shit sizzle. I did get a new mic than the one I had last week, so hopefully the audio is much better. But yeah, it's weird because the little receiver and transmitter, they're so tiny. They're very like lightweight, and they feel almost like they're like smaller than a Tic Tac container. Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I think we're good now because there's a little bit of piece in it, which is good. So I don't think you can see it. You probably won't be able to see it on the camera, especially because there's bubbles in the way, but there's a little bit of brown on the bottom now, which is what the video that I watched looks like. So we're gonna go with it. Okay. Maybe I should turn off the heat properly. Okay. So I have a bowl here. Part of me is wondering maybe I should get a glass bowl instead, just because the butter's hot. Oh shit. I'm gonna get a glass bowl. Fun fact. So I have these bowls, right? These bowls, and as you can see, well, one has garbage in it now, or these things are not working right now. But it came in a set of 3, but I burnt and melted the mid-size bowl because I left it on the stove while it was still hot. Not like on, but still hot, and it melted right through. So we're trying to be a little more cautious. Okay, we're gonna set these aside. I'm gonna grab a glass bowl. Let me just give it a quick little wipe. This is a Pyrex. I mean, pretty classic. I think it's great because it works as a bowl, but also obviously works as, you know, a cleaner. Okay, so we're gonna put our browned butter in there. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get all the bits in there. And when cookies have brown butter in them, you again, typically more like rich in flavor. I'm not like, you know, I don't recipe test like that, so I don't really know. Like, I'm not making a million cookies. I'm just gonna see what happens. Hopefully that's right. Okay, so we have 4 tablespoons of brown butter, so that's about half of a stick. Okay, we're gonna mix in about maybe like, what is it, half a teaspoon? Nah, or let me see. 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon in here. I probably should have put it in a separate little bowl. That's okay. We'll put it in there. And they say too, like with having like the spices in here, while the butter's still hot, it should help the cinnamon bloom, so you'll get better flavor. And hopefully the cinnamon's not too overpowering. Hopefully, because we don't like that when that happens. Because I want to have an oatmeal cookie. I want to taste the oatmeal. I don't want to just taste cinnamon. Okay, and then let's grab some brown sugar. Okay, so we need sugar, oil, and I need to get the white sugar too. Oh shoot. Oh. Give me 1 second, because I realized there are things in the oven. I don't know if your family does this, but mine does, where we keep stuff in the oven when they're not in use. And I totally forgot today. Yeah. Let me see. Let me grab these out of here. There's just some extra lids, which luckily they're all metal or glass. And what's crazy is this has happened to me before. The very first time we got this oven, my parents aren't big oven users, so they don't really, you know, use the oven. So they left like the paper stuff in it. I had tried to, like, I was gonna bake something, and I was like, what the fuck? And I noticed it in there, and I was like, what the heck is all this? It was literally the paper and plastic of like brand new stuff in here. Okay, y'all, crisis averted. All right, back to baking. Okay, give me for a hot second there, but we're good, we're good. Okay. All righty, so we have our cinnamon and our butter in here. We're going to do 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. I have some in here. I'm just going to kind of estimate, mainly because I put some extra in here because we'll use some brown sugar for the tteokbokki later too. So we'll use 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. So this is 1/4. We'll do another one. Brown sugar will probably give it a little more caramelized flavor too. All right, perfect. And there's just a little bit extra in here that I'll use for the tteokbokki later. Oh, I lied. Look at that. I thought ahead. I it separately. This can all go in here then. Never mind. Okay, so we have that in here too, and then we'll do about 1/4 of a cup of white sugar. So basically, we have a 1 full cup of sugar total in here. I think the recipe actually called for a little more, but we're using chocolate chips, which are going to be a little sweet, so I didn't want to go crazy. Okay, and then we also have 1/4 of a cup of oil, or excuse me, 1/2 a cup of oil. And again, this is where we're kind of cutting down on the butter, just so the oats can come through a little more. Okay, we're gonna mix that all together. Let me grab a whisk. If I had one up here. Oh. All right. Oh. I still haven't unpacked all my kitchen stuff from when I moved. So all my stuff is kind of everywhere, and I'm never sure what I need, especially when there's doubles of things where it's do we need all that? So I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna break up any of the bits. Also, let me check. Okay. Okay, mixy. Oh, and actually, I forgot that we can also start a little bowl of water here, or a little pot. I have a small pot of water here that I'm going to get boiling so I can boil some eggs. That'll be for the tteokbokki, because then I can boil them and then we can wait for them to cool down in an ice bath and peel them before we put them into the tteokbokki. And I'm going to try to do some nice jammy eggs. And look at that. Our oven is preheated. Okay. I'm just going to use the back of my spoon to kind of even out some of the clumps, kind of break them up a little bit. Okay. Okay, let me smell this. I mean, how can you go wrong? It's literally sugar and butter. Sugar, butter, and cinnamon. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna start mixing a little more. Just want to make sure I break it up really good. Okay, but yeah, I'm hoping the rest of August is gonna be pretty busy. I have events next week where it's something on Saturday, something on Sunday, and one of them is a bridal shower that's going to take a little bit of time to get to because it's a couple hours away, because the couple is further than a little, maybe it'll probably be 2 hours. I think it's in Salem, Massachusetts. But yeah, that'll probably take a majority of our day. And now I'm saying that, I'm like, oh, I got to make sure I check the registry and buy something, buy a gift. Okay, all right. Great. Okay, so this is our wet ingredients here, and then we'll add in our dry. So we're going to do a cup of flour. Under my cup measurement. Oh, I forgot. Before I forget, into our wet ingredients, we need to do the vanilla, a teaspoon. That's pretty much all I have left in here, so we'll just put the whole thing in. Okay. And we're mixing away. And then we'll do a cup of flour. Just a bit more because I didn't fill it away. Okay, great. Oh, didn't need to put the cup in here. Okay, and we'll fill it in, and we'll also add adding some salt and baking soda in there too. Nice. And we'll mix it away. Okay. Oh yeah. Nice. And of course, we're missing the star ingredient, which is none other than the oats. But I'm actually going to, again, use my little whisk here just to break up some of the clumps I see forming. As typically, you could, of course, use a hand mixer, which I did last week in my other cooking vlog or cooking stream. But again, the internet is telling me this is supposed to be a one-pot, no need for electric, mixer recipe. So we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, I just want to break up what I can. Because the thing too with using electric mixers, or you have like a stand mixer, a hand mixer, whatever, is that it adds a lot of air into whatever you're beating, which can be good for certain things, but for other things it might not be what you want. Like if you do, like for example, it could make your cookies a little more like cakey, and if you don't like that, then we can't add too much air into it. As well as many other things too, like adding too much like baking soda and stuff to your baking powder and whatnot. But anyway. Okay. All right, now let's add these oats. Okay. So, old-fashioned oats. Oh, this is a new package. Okay. Scissors. Perfect. I don't know why it didn't go with the little like pull tab thingy. Okay. And we need 3 cups. Okay, perfect. Scoop it in here. Perfect. And then we'll do 1 cup. Okay. I love oatmeal, but I feel like sometimes I get too lazy to have it in the morning. Like, I feel like there was a time, 2 cups, when I would have oatmeal every day with like, the chia seed, flax seed, put the fresh strawberries on it, add the almond butter, etc. to it. But then I just got lazy. I don't do that. But there we go. 3 cups of rolled oats. And rolled oats are the way to go. I've never been a fan of quick oats. I just, not a fan. I feel like they're like too like tiny and grainy. I don't know. It took me a while to even like oatmeal, period. And I think the thing too is that I just don't like them too watery. So I like them to be a little drier, I guess, or like to be nice and thick. Speaking of thick, so is this batter. Okay. Okay. Mix in away. And this specific recipe for oatmeal cookies isn't to be a little thicker, just because then I think that the way people see oatmeal cookies in batter, it's like, this doesn't look like a cookie batter, and it's like, yes, because there's oats in it. It's not fully flour, Okay. Mix away. And then I'm gonna add some chocolate chips to it. I think I'm gonna add, I have semi-sweet chocolate chips, and I have ones that are the mini ones, and I have ones that are the regular size ones. I think I'm gonna add the regular size ones today. I like the mini ones on top of things. Like, for example, I like it in my waffles. Like, I like chocolate chip waffles with bananas, but I like the bananas to be fresh on top. And if we're using mini chocolate chips, you have to put them on top too. Like, don't put them in there. They're gonna burn. They're too tiny for that shit, Okay. Oh gosh. Not me talking too much and think, I forgot the eggs. I'm so dumb. I was thinking of putting the eggs in here, which I still need to do. I'm gonna put 2 in my water when it boils, but I actually want to do 1 egg and 1 egg yolk in here too. So adding it after, I don't know how it's gonna affect it, but like, we'll find out, I guess. Then I'm gonna do an egg yolk as well. Okay, so we'll put the egg white in this little bowl, just like how Cookin' Mama taught me, with putting the egg yolk into one shell to the other. Does anyone remember that on Cooking Mama? Okay, and we'll put that in there too. Nice. And we'll save this for later because I think I'm actually going to put the egg white, the extra egg white we have, into our tteokbokki as well. Okay. Okay, okay. So I am going to acknowledge and recognize that we added the egg a little late in the process, but I don't know what happened. My mind was totally blanking. And I was like, yeah, this does feel a little thicker than usual, or it's intended to be. But we will do our best to mix it the best we can, and hopefully, you know, we'll see what happens. That's what happened last week. We're just gonna see. Again, this is all a test for me in terms of not only baking, but also like streaming it too. It's all good. We're just here to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? It's Friday. How else, like, why else would you be in a bad mood? It's Friday, it's summertime. We're baking cookies, we're eating food we like. You know, we're trying new things. Oh yeah, this is much better. It's definitely sticking together better now. Still a very thick batter though. Okay. Oh, my hand's getting tired. Okay. Okay. Let's add some chocolate chips. And our water is about to boil. I don't know what the heck is taking so long, but anyway, I'm gonna eyeball how much chocolate chips I want. I will be honest, I'm someone who likes cookie more than I like the add-ins. So like even on like a regular chocolate chip cookie, I'm like, yeah, don't put too much chocolate chips in it. I like the cookie too. Where you know how sometimes it's like triple chocolate chunk, and I'm like, no, that's too much chocolate chunk. That's too much chocolate, too much chunk. It sounds like there is a truck in the neighborhood or something. I can hear it like backing up or something. Okay. And obviously you can add raisins if you want. You can even add walnuts, pecans, whatever your heart desires. And then obviously when you ball them out and put them on the baking dish too, you can figure out if one has not enough chocolate chips, you can slip one in, you know, add it in real good. But yeah, this dough is definitely a little sticky. So when you ball it and put it onto the baking sheet too, you might have to help it spread out a little bit. So I'll probably just flatten it with a wet hand or something, or you can use like a glass. But yeah, look how sticky that is. That sticky icky, that good. Okay. Alrighty. You know me, I love. Oops. Okay. Water here is boiling for the eggs. Muslim 4N? Muslim man, I'm dumb. How are you? I'm gonna put 2 eggs in here. I'm gonna just drop them carefully. I say carefully as it just like drops in. And so I will probably leave them in there for about 6 or so minutes. Everyone has a different like quote unquote recipe they follow to make jammy eggs, but I kind of eyeball it. I do it around 7 minutes or so. And sometimes people debate on whether or not you need to like put a lid on it or not. I typically don't, but what do I know? We're gonna see what happens. And also it's gonna go into a hot broth, so I'm sure it'll cook a little bit in there too. I'm doing well. How are you? I am having a good one. Thank you so much for the follow. Yeah, this is my second cooking stream. I did one last week and it was a little scuffed. This one's also probably a little scuffed too, but like, you know, you can't get better without be doing badly at first, right? Like your videos, your streams are never going to be good without them being bad. Okay. Oh, you know what, Muslim man? You are my 50th follower. Thank you so much. I have made one more achievement on the road to affiliate. Thanks to you. Okay. I'm going to give my hands a quick little wipe, or water rather. Okay. So we put the eggs in here at about 12:40. So I'll give it until like 12:40, 47. And if I forget, y'all let me know, okay? Okay. I'm gonna grab some cookie sheets that I have here. Make some space. And I'm gonna actually get some parchment paper. I never know what the move is when it comes to baking cookies. Like if I should do it on a Silpat, which I have too, should I do it on wax paper, parchment paper, or just the pan as it is? I want to learn how to cook. Where should I start? In the kitchen is probably a place to start. But honestly, I think people say like the easy, like things that are quote unquote easier, like one pot dishes, right? Like for example, you probably can't mess up like a pasta, right? Like you have to start with things that maybe don't require too much effort. Like for example, for a pasta, it's like, it's cook the chicken, cook the pasta. If you aren't ready to make your own pasta sauce, it's like use one from a jar. Or it's kind of like, what can you do that's an easy sauce? Probably something kind of like a garlic butter, right? Garlic butter, like I think a shrimp scampi somewhere good to start. Because then you can do garlic and butter and obviously just some seasonings, cook shrimp, and then bam, put it over your pasta. It's delicious. Okay, let me find some paper. Well, I don't know. I guess it looks like I am out of parchment paper. So I guess we'll have to try wax to see how that goes. I don't know. I'm worried. I worry. Should I Google it? Wax paper or cookie sheet? Huh. Yeah, if I don't have parchment paper, I don't think I'm gonna use the wax paper oven, but like what else can I do? A Silpat. Yeah, I do a Silpat. Aluminum foil for insulation. I have an idea. Why don't I grab my Silpat? I'm gonna grab my Silpat that is in the basement. We can do one sheet on the Silpat and one sheet by itself, and we'll see what happens. Yeah? Again, welcome to Nolanda's Tech Kitchen. We'll see how it works. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go down and find it. Just because again, all my shit is headed downstairs. I only need eggs and French fries. Eggs is a good thing to know because eggs are really versatile. I feel like eggs is one of the first things I learned to make too. And I'm making a version of eggs now. But guys, I will be right back. I'm gonna head downstairs, but I think you guys, we can talk while I'm walking, right? Walking, talking. Walk it like I talk it. Let me find a Silpat. Or a silicone mat, rather. But I think this one actually is a Silpat brand. You hear that? Oops. Oh, yeah. It is not. It is a Crofton brand. It is not a Silpat brand. My bad. Okay. Okay. Running up the stairs, guys. I'm out of breath. Okay. I got her. Let me give her a wipe and a wash, and I'll put her on one of these sheets. Okay. And it's almost time to take our boiled eggs out as well. But another thing for cooking, I think, is where I've come to enjoy cooking a lot is just like, what do I want to eat? You know what I mean? It's like, what would I love to try? I think that's something that's always inspired me. Or, hey, I really enjoy eating this meal. What if I can make it at home? I know that doesn't work for everyone because it's like, oh, this sounds too difficult. Like, for example, I've never freaking, what's that thing with the you roll in the mushrooms with the steak in it? A beef Wellington. I've never made that. But like, that'd be kind of fun to try. I think that's the thing with cooking too, where sometimes I feel like there's a difference of cooking to eat and cooking just like for the process of cooking. And a lot of times what's best is when you can do both of them and enjoy it. Okay. I have a silicone mat that I'm going to put down on here. I'm just going to give it another quick wipe too because I'm afraid that I may have left some fibers on the towel I was using. So let me just get a paper towel. Okay. I'm actually going to turn off my heat and just let it sit for a minute. Those eggs there, hopefully not too overcooked. And then I'll put them in an ice bath to stop the cooking. But yeah, because we're making today, again, oatmeal cookies, one of my favorite types of cookies. And I don't bake too often. And I feel like the thing too is that you don't get good at cooking, or like you don't get to a point where you have like your go-to recipes unless you start making them more, you know? And then the thing I like about cooking in general is that you're able to just kind of eyeball a lot of things or do things to your taste, which is what I typically do. You are not like the other streamer, even though you have logos, you're giving your best, and I like that. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been a big like fan of streamers and stuff. Like I watch a lot of gaming content anyway, whether it's on like Twitch or YouTube, etc. And I actually work in like video production as well too, so I'm not like a stranger to like the concept, because basically with Twitch you're running your own control room. If you are doing like, for example, I used to intern and stuff, and I've been in like broadcast, like a typical control room for like a broadcast event, you know? And so basically you're running a small one by yourself, which is totally fine. But yeah, and I think that I finally just started streaming a little consistently. Like August is where I'm trying to be a little more consistent and stream multiple times a week. Whereas before I've been streaming technically since like February, and I've probably streamed more in these past 2 weeks than I have since February. So, you know? All right, so I'm gonna pour the hot water on these eggs, put some cold water in them, in this pot again, and I'm gonna throw some ice cubes in it too. Okay, put it there. Let me grab some ice cubes. Oh, this works. And hopefully this little ice bath. I'll leave the eggs in the sink for now, just because I don't want to put them back on the hot stove. Okay, now back to these cookies. This is where we're doing our multitasking. And see, obviously, I'm hanging out, I'm talking, doing things at a slower pace, but it's like, think of the people who are on the cooking shows, and like, you have an hour, you gotta go, you gotta do this, gotta do that. They're like running to grab their like materials and their, you know, ingredients and stuff. And I'm like, damn. Like, I don't know if I could ever. I went to grab a little bit of butter. I'm just gonna put that on the other cookie sheet that I have here, the one that doesn't have the silicone mat on it. Again, I don't know. We're testing here. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. This is going to be like a good thing. I just don't want them to stick, obviously, or at least not stick too much. Ooh. And the heat from my fingers is melting the butter. Okay. I think that should be okay. And obviously, it'll probably stiffen up a little bit because the sheet itself is cold, but it's gonna go to a hot oven, so we gonna be aight. Okay. I don't know where my ice cream scoop is. I looked for that, but I couldn't find it. So I'm gonna have to use a regular old spoon. I'm actually gonna use a tablespoon. I'm just gonna fill the tablespoon, and we'll see what happens. Oh, you know what? Yeah. Okay. We'll put the cookies on there on the sheets first, and then we'll flatten them out. So I'm gonna do a nice, healthy tablespoon scoop. This is literally 2 tablespoons probably, because it's like a huge ball. But that's the way we're gonna do it. But yeah, this was a little too much. I'm sure this is probably supposed to do like 4 cookies, right? How they typically do, but like, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. We'll see. And I feel like, oh, you know what I should figure out too? What the baker's does in 13, right? That's right, it is. Is it so that like you as the baker have extra? I realized too. Again, I was very, what's the word I'm looking for? The opposite of generous. Frugal on the chocolate chips, just because I don't like it when my cookies are too chocolatey. You know, and I also don't want them to be like too sweet either. But I'm like, oh man, some of these scoops might not have any chocolate chips in them. Like I gotta double check that, you know? I guess it'll be a surprise. Like I see one that has 4 chocolate chips and I'm like, is that too many? Okay, let's see. Okay. I think that looks good. All right, so let me move this extra egg white here too. I know you guys can see it on camera, but like the little dish that has the egg white from when I put just the yolk in here, it's filled to the brim. We gotta put that aside carefully. Very careful, okay? Okay. We're gonna keep scooping away. Let's hope, everyone, that this turns out much better than my vanilla pound cake turned out last week, because it turned out terribly. And I don't know, again, I haven't used this specific oven that often because when I moved back into this house, like my parents had gotten it in the time that I had not lived here, you know, so I didn't really use it. This is why I didn't realize they kept stuff in it. So I'm like, what is in there? Like I heard something and I was like, oh, there's freaking lids and stuff in here. And I like literally scared me for a hot second. I was like, oh my God, like what if things just like blew up? But obviously they didn't, and it's fine. No need to think about what could have happened because it didn't. Mantra for life. Okay. These look nice, I think. Let me be, this is, but wait, before I get ahead of myself, this is literally what happened to last week. I was, oh my God, the dough looks great for my, or the batter for my old cake, you know what I mean? And then it didn't turn out as well as I wanted. Has the tteokbokki prepared already? It has not. We are working on the cookies first so that when I finished having lunch, the tteokbokki, I'll have a dessert ready to go. It's because I feel like after I eat my lunch, I'm gonna want something immediately. And I feel like it's still a little early for lunch, so I'm okay to wait a little. Hello, Pau Pau. How are you today? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. But yeah, okay. You know what I'm finding? I'm finding that all my chocolate chips were hidden in here. Okay. So I think the first ones might need to have some manual chocolate chips added. All right, so we have one tray here. This is the tray that's being cooked directly on the sheet. And then we have one that has the silver on it. And this one's a little bigger, so I'm hoping that I can get more cookies on here. Yeah. Okay. And I'm actually, what I'm going to do too, I'm actually going to try to cook the tteokbokki right on the table I have here. Because I have one of those like heat-powered, I don't know, dish thingies that I can cook. Basically, like if I were to do a hot pot, I could do it in that as well. So I feel like that'll work, just because it's a one-pot dish. Get 5 on a row? I don't know. Like, are you supposed to be able to cook 12 cookies on one of these cookie sheets? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's not a good idea. Okay, we'll just do it with our hands. I feel like, I'm just worried that they're not gonna be even, blah, 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 because I didn't like measure them the way, you know, professionals do, where they put it on their scale and stuff, and it's like, nah, we home cooking, right? Okay, all right, I'm gonna give up on the spoon, and my hands are already messy, so we're gonna just roll with it, roll with the punches, and eyeball it, which is my favorite part about cooking. I like that you can just kind of do things like that. Typically for baking, like, oh, it's so precise, this, that, which it can be, you know, but some things it's like, just get your hands dirty, it's fine. It's all good. Are you in Korea now? 1 a.m. for tteokbokki? Oh, I am not in Korea. I am not in Korea. It is, the tteokbokki will be my lunch in the US. I'm on the Eastern time. So it's about to be 1 p.m. Alrighty. I wonder if I can get all of this on my sheets. Oh, thank you so much for the follow, Assassin. Much appreciated. Yeah, I think what I want to do too is I like doing a weekly cooking session, because not only does it give me a bit of more variety of what to do on stream, but also I just like to cook, and I feel like this is a fun way for me to like try recipes and things, you know, where it's like, hey, I didn't do too well on my pound cake last week, but like if I try it again, maybe I can do a different recipe, or maybe I can use, you know, a different pan or whatever, because I think that was the problem, truthfully. And then the other thing too, I might want to get a different thermometer just to check this oven, because obviously it says 350, but it might not be accurate, and that's kind of something I worry about too. But you know, that's neither here nor there today. Not something we're worried about right now. Okay. Oh man, I guess the only thing I worry about too with these cookies, that like the chocolate chips, I'm like, are they gonna fall apart in here? Okay, I have like enough for 2-ish cookies, and then I will distribute the rest. And I got so many chocolate chips floating around in here, I gotta add them to my other cookies. That looks good. Is that your fave? Oh, I mean, oh, if I was in Korea, I see. It's too late for tteokbokki. Yeah. Honestly, it's never too late for tteokbokki. My favorite type of cookie are gingerbread / molasses cookies. Like, so typically the ones you'd get around Christmas time, I like those the most. But the problem with gingerbread is that people imagine gingerbread to be like gingerbread house cookies, and those are not the type of gingerbread I want to eat. You know what I mean? Because it's like stiff and snappy, and I like my cookies to be soft and chewy. So that's not one. I'm sure that during the holiday season too, I would love to do a stream where I make kind of like a molasses cookie or something. That would be very fun for me, and hopefully for you too. But yeah, in terms of like Korean food, which I think this is something else I'd love to make on stream one day too, is bosam. Bosam is probably my favorite, which is basically just like pork belly with a whole bunch of like lettuce wrap stuff. Add a lot of like different veg into it. So I think it's just a nice way that not only do I get to eat like pork belly, which is one of my favorite things to eat, but it's also like you get add a lot of vegetables to it too. So you get to, just do a whole bunch of things. I think a lettuce wrap is such a great way to add veg into things, and it just changes up a simple meal, like just meat and veg. It makes it more fun. I love chewy cookies. Yeah, I don't like snappy cookies. I don't know. That's why I think it's hard too with cookies, where it's like people get afraid that like things are undercooked, and I'm like, that's fine by me. Leave it undercooked, because by the time it hardens up again, it's like I don't want this shit to be rocks, Like it should not turn into a rock the next day. That's BS, okay? Okay, I have lots of chocolate chips like left in here. So let me fill them in elsewhere. Oh my gosh. Okay. I didn't know. See, this is when, at first when I was scooping them, I was like, oh man, there's not enough chocolate chips, but now I have nothing but chocolate chips at the end. And my hands are also a big mess, but isn't that beauty of cooking as well? Please do more Korean cuisine. My favorite is bulgogi, because I have a sweet tooth. Yeah, the bulgogi is good. I think that even, I don't know where you live, but some of the stores also have like the sauce in a jar too, which are pretty good. And if you live near like, is it Smart or like Costco, sometimes they have ones that are pre-marinated as well, which can be good. I think the secret one too, because I'm also a very big fan of Asian pears, Korean pears. That's usually in the bulgogi sauce too, which helps like what's it called, tenderize the meat as well. Sometimes people say things like kiwi, coke, like pineapples and stuff will help do that, but so does the Korean / like Asian pear. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have 3 more chocolate chips to distribute. See, I'm looking at them and I'm like, look like they have way too many on them. Like some of these look like they have a lot of chocolate chips. I'm like, I don't like that. Did I put too much? Okay, then I'm actually going to just get rid of this bowl here. Excuse me. And give my hands a wash really quickly. Oh man. Oh yeah. Use the soap on there. And I'm actually gonna grab my eggs out of the sink too. They've been sitting in the ice water. Oh yeah, that water was cold. Then we'll peel them shortly. Okay. So now that my eggs are in the ice bath, I can leave them on the stove. I feel much more comfortable with that. All right. Shoot. I forgot that I wanted to flatten these. I'm just gonna use the back of a measuring cup just because I just washed my hands. So we're gonna help them spread a little bit. And the reason why I'm doing that for these cookies is because they're thicker. So they're probably not gonna spread out that well on their own. So I'm gonna spread them out and we'll see what's up. And give them a nice push down. Oh my God. This is when I'm like, oh, are they too close? Are they not? I still don't know about that stuff. Because, I'm trying to be efficient here. I'm not trying to have to do 100 batches. Do you know what I mean? Where sometimes they're like, oh, make sure they're like 100 inches apart. And I'm like, dude, if I did that, if I made sure they were like 4 inches apart each, I would have to do like 6 batches. And I'm lazy. I ain't doing that. Samjang is the best. Oh, I agree. I love samjang. Samjang, again, in a bosam is the best. I think samjang just makes everything taste really good. So it's kind of like if you were just to make a steak or something or make some type of protein and you just use samjang as like a dip or whatever, delicious. Oops, these are stuck here. Your effort deserves more views. Wishing you more viewers. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm wishing me more viewers too, but I think it's also hard in general to, not only is it hard to grow because there's obviously a lot of saturation, but it can be hard to grow as a variety streamer too, because again, people don't always know what to expect from you, which is fine. And I think that's when you really have to be like a personality person. I'm a personality hire, I'm a personality streamer, and it's like, do you have the personality people want? I don't know. And unfortunately, that's not something that I can like really work on. You know what I mean? It's like I'm trying to be me in a way that like works, you know? I'm sorry, but I have to go now. It's 1 a.m. here in the Philippines. Need to go to bed. You're the best. Well, thank you so much. Good night. You have a wonderful evening and your sweet dreams too, okay? Oh, and thank you so much for the follow. All right. Okay. Okay, so here's what we have now. We have our flattened out cookies on the baking sheet. We have our flattened out cookies on the silicone mat. We're gonna see what works, what doesn't. I don't know, I'm worried. I'm like, do these ones smaller to you on this one or what? I don't know. I mean, it's whatever. It's whatever. We're gonna figure it out. Okay. So these are gonna be finicky because cookies are always that way. So we're gonna do, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put them each on a different rack and then at 5 minutes I'll rotate. Yeah? Is that a good plan? I don't know. Okay. We'll do one on the top. Oh God. One on the bottom. You have to be careful. Okay. And then I'll actually put the timer on because if I don't, I will forget. And then, okay. Okay. What also I struggle with too is that because where this table is, it's hard for me to open the oven all the way. So to get to the bottom rack was a little tough, but it's okay. We did it. We did it. And then in 5 minutes, we'll swap the cookie racks. Let me drink some water because I'm thirsty and I'm also sweating. Okay. My knuckles. Let's get to the next thing. It's time for the tteokbokki. Let's go. Okay. So actually what I wanted to start with, so I actually don't have any rice cakes in my freezer right now that I know of. You know, I'm not surprised because I feel like I make tteokbokki in like a small pot for myself sometimes when I don't have anything to eat in the house where it's just like a quick thing for me to make because I typically always have all the sauces and stuff that I need for it. So the internet again has been talking a lot about rice paper. Because tteokbokki itself is made out of rice flour anyway, I'm going to try the hack where you use rice paper and kind of just roll it up into little globs to be the rice cakes in my tteokbokki. So we'll try it. Whether or not it works, I don't know, but we'll see, okay? And I don't know if anyone has also seen the rice paper croissant that's been trending on like TikTok and stuff, whatever, but it looks good, but I know it's just not, like it cannot taste like a croissant. It doesn't matter if you drown this shit in butter and eggs, whatever, it's not going to be a croissant. And it's not going to have the flake layers that a croissant has because even if the outside is crispy and stuff, the inside is going to have the gummy layers of rice paper. So I don't know. Part of me is like, should I just try that one day just to see? Even though like I know. But anyway, back to business, the tteokbokki. But yeah, so these rectangle size rice paper I feel like will work great because typically, at least the ones I have in my house, are usually circular. So I'm very surprised that I actually found these ones in this house. But my mom's a Vietnamese lady, so you know, I guess she got it like that. But I will say the ones that I have right now are very thin, which I'm not a big fan of. Like these would not be good for actually making spring rolls and stuff. I would not recommend something that thin, because then you have to do a couple layers on it, which is actually what my mom does. I am just filling a bowl with some water. So I will also grab a little plate. Look at that time going down. You only have 2 and change minutes. We gotta swap the cookies. Okay, so I have a bowl of water here. We're gonna just dip the rice paper in it. I wanna put it on my little cutting board here. Give it a little bit of time, and then we're gonna roll it. Basically, we're gonna fold it and roll it. Ooh, what are you using those for? Okay, oh, you must be back from your meeting. How'd it go? I actually don't have any rice cakes in my freezer. I don't know how that happened. When did I eat them all? Good, I don't know. But I'm actually gonna try to do a hack where you use the rice paper to like kind of fold and make it into little tteokbokki like noodles or coins, whatever. There's a lot of shapes. But yeah, so I'm gonna try that, see if it works. Again, guinea pigging it, we'll test it out. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Not a big deal. I think at the end of the day, it does have a similar texture though, because obviously it's like rice based, you know, so it definitely has that gumminess to it. And a lot of things too, the people say that rice paper can be a hack for is like any type of rice noodle too. If for some reason you didn't have a rice noodle, you can use that for it. Or I've also seen and I've also done the thing where you do it or like rice rolls, like the things you get at dim sum. Again, maybe the best hack. Like it serves the purpose though. It kind of gives you the feel, even if it's not the same. It's a fun experiment. My meeting was fine. I was just watching presentations. Yeah, I love the meeting where like, you know, I don't have to be an active participant. You already know. Okay, oh, confusing. This says 1:06, which is the time, and this had like 1 minute. I was like, wait, I was confused for a second. I was like, what's happening? That's what I always feel. I always get confused sometimes, or like for a second, I like have to do double take when the temperature says 350 and I'm baking at like 3 or 4 o'clock hour, because I'm like, wait, and I forget that it's the temperature, not the time. Anyway, so with our rice paper, I'm just gonna actually pick it up if I can and then fold it over. I'm basically just gonna fold it into a tiny square to a rectangle. I will say with this one in particular, I yapped too much and it's a little not very neat, but that's okay. And then we'll just roll it like this. It'll be interesting to say the least. Then I feel like I'll leave them out on a side to like dry, and then I think I'll probably cut it in half. I'm gonna stop the timer and then we'll swap the cookies. Okay. Again, I mentioned it's a little tough for me to open the oven all the way because of the table here. So I'm going to take this out first. Swap the very bottom one, just because I want to make sure I also don't burn myself. That wouldn't be fun to do. That wouldn't be fun to do on camera either. And we'll slide this one in there. And then we'll go for another 5. I guess to be really even, you should not switch the racks, but also rotate the trays as well. But you know, ain't nobody got time for that. We'll see. This is real home cooking, okay? I don't fuck around, all right? This is what it's like being in my real kitchen, even though I have to set it up and pretend that I'm on a cooking show. And I like literally went crazy this morning, being like, how's this gonna work? Blah, blah, blah. But you know. Okay, so this time I'm not going to let it sit too much, just because again, these are really thin. So I'm just gonna fold it in half into fourths and then roll. This one looks a little better. Yeah, like that. And then when it dries a little bit, we'll cut it in half. Again, we'll see what happens. I'm gonna do, I have 3 papers out, so I'll just do those. Call it a day. Keeping it easy. I don't know if anyone else has tried this or not. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. Maybe you haven't heard this track before. And I definitely feel like, again, I've seen it on other like short form content or YouTube videos, whatever, where sometimes people ask to be like, oh, none of these items are like in my household, this, that, blah, blah, blah. It's like, I get it, you know, I get it. You might not have rice paper in your household. Oh, this one came out pretty good. You might not have gochujang or gochugaru or, you know, whatever, samjang in your fridge or not. But like, after you invest in those products, in those items, in those type of ingredients, you can open up your cuisine and your world of cooking so much more. Like, for example, you know, for example, like rarely cook, if I don't cook a ton of like, I don't know, like Indian or Greek food or something like that, of course I wouldn't have all the ingredients or the classic ingredients in my fridge. But if that's something I would like to try and that I like that type of cuisine typically, then it makes sense to make sure I have things like garam masala. Oh my God, this one came out really good. This one came out really good. Okay, so, oh my God, I'll show you them in a second. But basically, I think the new method is don't let it sit. Don't let it sit. Don't yap too much and let it sit. Okay, so I just have it on here. Just place it on there, and I'm gonna start folding right away. Folding it into fourths, and then rolling it from there. And obviously, it'll depend on what size of rice paper you have, but typically, this is general rule of thumb. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. And obviously, I assume you could even fold it smaller if you wanted to make it thicker. But yeah, this is what we have here. So this was the first one I did where I was yapping away and I got kind of fucked up. And then they get better as we go. And then again, I'll just cut them. But yeah. I will say though, something with rice paper for me, it's like I like having it as little snacks sometimes. If I'm just like, almost like thinking food where it's like I'm trying to do something, but like I need a little something. I'll just like little do, you know. I will literally just have a couple of these because I'm like, I need something to snack on while I think about what I actually want to eat, you know? It's kind of like how I have just like, you know, a string cheese while I'm thinking about what should I make. But yeah, so I'll actually let this one sit for a hot minute and then I'll have it as a snack. Okay, just like this, y'all. It's a little better when it's not dripping wet, but you know, brain food. Yum, 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 yum. Okay, I'll get these out of the way. La 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 la. Okay. And while we're here, let's peel these eggs. So now that the eggs are cooked and cooled, let's peel them. I'm gonna put the shells back into the pot, and I'll put the eggs into the bowl when I'm done. Alrighty. And I will cut them in a little bit, and hopefully they're not too overcooked. We'll see. Because I put them in for around like 6 or 7 minutes or something. Oh, they feel, oh yeah, okay. I pulled too hard and got to break it. Cool, 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 cool. That's the one that I have not mastered, is like peeling the eggs without them looking, without them looking crazy and like completely like fucked up, you know? I can't get a smooth peel. Or have you seen the people who peel the egg or try to peel the egg without it being like cooked, like a raw egg? That's just crazy, man. Okay. I was so close to getting this one to be nice. But typically when you put the eggs in the... Oh, okay. Let's turn off the timer. It's a tough call, y'all. I feel like let's give it... Oh, this is what always happens when it comes to cookies. It's like, they look undercooked to me. But if I put them in, keep them in there too long, they might get overcooked and then they're gonna get yucky. So, I don't know. Okay, turn it off. Let's turn the oven off and we'll leave it in there for like 2 minutes. And I'll put the timer on for that too. Okay, anyway, back to the eggs. When you put them in the ice bath, it's supposed to help shock them too, not only to shock them cooking, also to make the shell and its like membrane separate too. But this is one egg I have, and it looks good over here, right? Like it looks pretty bald and like smooth. But then you see this, and it's not, and she's a little jiggly. But we're putting her into like a soup anyway, into another hot pot, so I'm not worried about her like not being cooked all the way. I ain't worried. Okay, we peeling, and sometimes the thing too is like I can't think of it too much, because then again, this is what's happening. I try to grab too much of the shell at once. I'm like, yeah, let me just do it in one go, and it's like it's not happening, and this is why I end up pulling a whole chunk of egg out. Which again, it doesn't matter like the taste, it's just the aesthetic, you know. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, I fucked this too. Look at that. That's the one big chunk I got out of there. And it's stuck in the shell. Okay, well, I will say it's a little undercooked in the white. It's fine. It's fine. Again, we're putting it into a soup anyway. A soup-ish, a stew. I'm not too worried. Let me get rid of these shells. And my house, we use the eggshells for fertilizer in the garden. So I'm putting them in a separate little bowl that already has other eggshells as well as espresso grounds in them. Grains? I don't know, grounds? Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Eggs have been peeled, and now it's about time we move on to the main event. Okay, cookies off. Oh my gosh. Okay. End. Timer off. Okay. This is worrisome. They look okay. Look at them. They look all right. Okay. But now I'm wondering, like, how long can we leave them on like these hot surfaces without them overcooking? Okay. They look pretty much the same, whether they were on the sheet itself or the Silpat. They look the same to me. So we shall see. Okay. Okay, we'll leave them there to sit. Hey, big guy, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. I don't know if you noticed, but I think the audio is a little better today, hopefully. And it looks like I can actually see chat, so that's good. I know you're here. Oh, that's all the dishes in my sink. Okay, you're doing okay? Man, you always say you're doing okay. And I want to hear that you're doing great, wonderful, amazing. That's what I want to hear, man. But okay is better than not okay. Okay, so, we're going to put these eggs aside for now. I'm going to grab the cutting board and start chopping up veg so we can make the tteokbokki. Okay, I have fish cakes here. How do I want to cut these? Which I only have 2 sheets here, just because, again, this one's just like for me. It's not a huge portion, but I'm going to cut them into little triangles. Oh my God. I probably should have just, I have a knife here, but I'm like, I could have just used shears for this, I think. Let's grab the kitchen shears. Okay. Yeah, so we'll cut them into triangles. Oh yeah, the scissors are much easier. Also, I can do it so it doesn't make this table shake. Okay. I know not everyone's a fan of like fishy stuff, but again, when you're Asian, you have to, because there's a lot of shit that be tasting like fish, okay? Whether it's chips, you know, there's crab, shrimp, squid, there's always like a fish flavor in a lot of things. So I have some fish cakes here. If I am, that's probably too much. But yeah, so I'll have some here. I'll put these aside to my bowl that has my eggs in it too. No worries there. Okay. Also, while I have the shears out, remember we're trying the rice paper hat with making little rice cakes. I'm just gonna cut the ones I have in half just to see. And again, we will see. Yeah, so this is the rice paper hack that we're gonna try for rice cakes. We'll see how it goes. Because you know what else I can do with rice cakes next time I actually have them in my fridge? It'd be nice to do a soup, like kind of, maybe during New Year's or something. Because there's a typical, like, traditional soup that people technically have on their birthday and stuff. But yeah, maybe we'll do that one day. Anyway, okay, we have these on the side. What I wanted to do too is I'm gonna try to actually cook right here because I have a pot that I can use. Okay, let me grab that. Okay, I have a pot right here. So we're gonna cook right in here so you guys can be right here and see me, yeah. Okay, let me plug it in. We need to make sure I have access to electricity. So let me make sure my extension cord fits. Okay, just because this cord on here is so short. Like, how is that gonna fit anywhere, you know? And then, okay, it is right here. Okay, nice. And then we'll put it and plug it right here. Perfect. Okay, then I can start her going. Let's see, we'll go up to, let's put it at 350, 400-ish, okay? So she's gonna be hot. I'm gonna add a little bit of water, but actually, you know what else I have? Probably like a cup and change, I don't know. Eyeballing, you know, in this kitchen, we're not too precise, we're eyeballing. And I also have this, which is a dashi. So what I'm gonna do too, I'm actually gonna move this aside a little bit just because I still need working room on this table as well. So let me just put this towards the corner. Let's make sure that nothing spills and nothing falls off the table though. So we'll have it hanging out here and then I'll do some work here. But I do have this dashi that I made a while ago. And so a dashi stock is typically like kombu, which is Kombu, so like the, was it the seaweed? And then I think this one also had bonito flakes. You can also use, was it the, what the heck is it called? Those little anchovies too. That's the way you can also make a stock. So typically, how many times have I said typical today? Before, a lot of like Korean soup dishes too, sometimes they'll use that type of stock too that has like the anchovies in it. But this one I used bonito flakes and kombu. So I'm gonna actually put it all in here. And, oh, slid right out, okay. So we'll let that sit and simmer. Let me see, let me grab a spoon. Okay, yeah. I guess I'll use this one. I'm gonna let that go in here. But yeah, if I didn't have a dashi, I probably would use some type of flavored stock, whether it's chicken, vegetable, beef, whatever. And also we're adding ramen powder into this too, so they typically have a soup base in them as well. There's gonna be flavor. If there's anything that's gonna be in here, it's fucking flavor, man. I am not, what's his name? Fury, but I will take you to fucking Flavor Town too, all right? Don't you doubt that. I will also take you to Flavor Town. Okay. Okay. So we're also gonna cut up some veg. I have some green onions. I mean, you have to use green onions. Like, more green onions, the better. I fuck with this shit. Can I come get some cookies later? Of course. Well, we'll have to taste test them. What if they're not good? What if they're not good? I mean, I feel like if you drown them in milk, they can't be that bad, right? They look fine to me. But yeah, I think they're gonna be okay. I hope they're gonna be okay. Actually, I'm gonna give these a quick little rinse, just because I don't think they're the cleanest. Not dirty in my opinion, but there's one that has a little dirt. Okay, now I gotta make sure that I get over all these chords properly. I feel like I'm playing one of those games at freaking level 99, man. Between the amount of chords I have going in this kitchen is crazy, dude. Like, between my phone charger happening onto a extension cord, which is right here. I obviously have my pot plug in. I have some lights going on here. I have my computer charger in here. There's just like, it's extension cord mania in this joint, okay? So hopefully it turns out okay. Hopefully it looks okay and it sounds okay. I don't know, hopefully. Okay, we're gonna cut the whites. We're gonna chop away. How you wanna cut the onions is kind of up to you. I like it when they're kind of in little chunks, just because I like actual pieces. I think it's harder to notice when they're in little like shreds, which is fine if that's, you know, what you're looking for. Totally cool. And then I try to cut them into like little juliennes or whatever, or like matchsticks, just because I like to cut the like the membrane through more. Again, I'm not a professional. I don't know if this actually helps release the flavor, but I feel like it does. I also just love onions. Love onions, love garlic. Okay, I love flavor. I just love flavor. Okay. And then honestly, it's the white parts that have the most like actual flavor and aromatic versus like, you know, the green part that everyone just uses as a garnish. Okay. And also cutting it at the angle is good because then you get more surface area exposed. Great. Cool, cool, cool. We have green onions here. I want to cut some of them a little smaller. There we go. And then you can add cabbage, which is what I'm going to add. I will say, whether or not you use like a regular cabbage, it's up to you. I have Napa in my house, so might as well just use it. You know, again, I'm a regular person using what we have, which is why we're trying the rice paper tteokbokki hack. Because if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least we'll know. Okay, I'm just going to take some out of here. And this is towards the core of my Napa cabbage here, so that's why all the leaves are yellow, which is fine by me. They're going to be delicious. I'm going to give these a quick rinse as well. Oh gosh, I should have thought about this before, but I didn't, okay? I did not prepare as properly as I thought. If anything, I'm very excited that I haven't knocked anything over yet. Okay, Okay. 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 Oh, all right. Alrighty. I'm gonna chop this up real quick. Bam, 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 bam. Thank you, ma'am. Alrighty. Okay. Oh, we need onions, duh. We need regular onions. Have some extra onions here. Something else I had cooked previously. I don't know. We always gotta have onions. Okay. And this is pretty much, this isn't gonna be a big portion as far as I know. I don't think anyway. So I'm gonna leave what we have here. Call it good. Throw this back in my onion container for the next thing. Okay. I want anything else in here? I don't know. Oh, the fish cake and eggs are here. Okay. I was getting a little slim pickings here, and it's like there's the protein. Obviously, of course, if you want to add, you can add meat too. Like again, if you cut up pork belly, that shit would be bomb. Nothing more I fuck with than pork belly. Okay. 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 Oh, you know what I do too? I would like to use some dried chilies in here. If you have gochugaru, which typical Korean chili powder, you can use that, of course. We're going to use some gochujang as well. But sometimes I think that my issue with using just gochujang is that it's not spicy enough. Because I think, again, tteokbokki is typically a little bit of spicy and sweet. And depending on where you go, it's kind of, is it going to be spicy or sweet? I don't know. But I want to make sure mine's a little spicy. So I'm going to just add some dried chilies that I have. Again, use what you have. I'm sure I just can't find my I cannot find my gochugaru. My spices that I found here, so I might just have it in a separate place that I can't think of right now. Again, I mentioned this a while ago, but I moved and I have a whole bunch of shit downstairs that are in bags and stuff that I haven't gone through. And I don't know where my mom keeps everything, so I don't know. But yeah, we're cutting this shit up. Can you hear this? Like that's a seed inside the chili pepper. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, we're gonna make sure this shit is spicy. This also might be too much for like a quote unquote one-ish serving, but okay, well maybe we'll slow it down. I don't know. All right, let's start adding stuff to our soup because she is bubbling. Okay, let me think about this actually. Okay. Okay, now push you guys aside a little bit. Let me move this here. Okay, I'm going to move my eggs into a separate bowl, actually. No, actually, okay. Eggs and fish will go in a separate bowl for now. The thing with the eggs is that I don't want them to overcook, so that's why I don't want to put them in early. And the thing with the fish cakes too is that the fish cakes actually absorb a lot of water very quickly. So it's like if I put them in first, the amount of water is just gonna, be less. Kind of like if you leave your pasta in a soup or something like that, and if you make chicken noodle soup, your pasta just sucks up all the soup. Like that. Okay, so I'm putting the onions, green, the white ones, and the cabbage in a separate bowl to put aside. I have eggs and fish cake also set aside here. I'm going to add the red pepper I just cut, the chili off of here. Okay. And then we're gonna grab some other ingredients here. Ooh. We're gonna add some gochugaru, or sorry, gochujang, of course. Let me grab a spoon. Okay. Oh. Alrighty. This is a complete eyeball. I have no idea how much you should add to it. I'm completely guesstimating. I cook like this by feel, by sight, by taste. We're gonna put some gochujang in there. Look at that. It looks delicious. And let it melt away. I'm gonna pull this back so hopefully you guys can see better. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, I think that'll be better, right? Oh yeah, much better. Okay. Sorry, it's a little more nerve-wracking when I have like an actual stuff in front of me on maybe not the strongest table. So just making sure we do an eye in here. Okay. Oh yeah, you can definitely smell the dashi in here. Again, that was a homemade dashi I made with just bonito flakes and kombu, which is like, seaweed. Okay, we're gonna let the gochujang dissolve. There's probably about, what, 3 cups of liquid in here, I think, total. Okay. And I'm actually just gonna add all of my little veg in here. So the cabbage, the green onions, and the regular onions. I want that shit to be aromatic. Okay, this cannot be 1 serving. It's way too big to be 1 serving. Make it 2, I guess. But I'm only gonna put 1 package of ramen in it, though. And granted, the pot itself is just big, okay? That's it, all right? Leave that in here. I'm actually gonna turn it up to like 400. That shit bubbling. Every day I'm bubbling. Okay. Then what I'm also gonna add, I'm gonna use ramen. I'm using the black shin ramen, which is my actual favorite. Unfortunately, I do not have any packets. I only have the ones in a cup, and I'm kind of sad that I use one in a cup because I love the ones in a cup, man. It's just so convenient, but they're actually more expensive per unit than the packages typically are. Anyway, we're gonna open this, delicious, and we're going to use it for everything that we got in here. Okay, we have the soup base, the spicy stuff. I'm probably going to use a lot of it. Maybe all of it, I don't know. Let me taste what this tastes like so far after I add a couple things. Okay, this little egg here, we gotta put it up back here. Okay, that one little egg white, man. It's scaring me. I don't want to spill it anywhere because, egg whites are a mess to clean. We're gonna put a little bit of mirin in, and a little bit of brown sugar as well. Do that. We'll do brown sugar right here. And some soy sauce, of course. You can add a ton of things into it. I feel like if you add oyster sauce, soy sauce, garlic, whatever, it's just like a lot of the shit just tastes good together. There's no other way to say it. Should be tasting good. Did I want to grab? Oh yeah, soy sauce. I'm using this one. This one we typically is used for like soup soy sauce. I gotta stop fucking saying typically today. Please stop saying it. But this one, from what I've seen on the internet, is used for like soups and stuff. You can use, whatever soy sauce you have. I just like to use it for when I'm making like liquid things like this, soup-based things. Okay, I'm gonna put that in there too. Again, it's all to taste. If it's not sweet enough, add more sugar, add more mirin. You can add rice vinegar. It is all to taste. I might need some more gochujang. I can see it already. I'm just gonna use this big ass spoon. Oh, Zam. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. She definitely spicy. That was definitely a good amount of the chilies to cut up. That was good. I wasn't sure. Okay. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the gochujang though, because again, I feel like the pepper paste of gochujang isn't. Again, I don't find it to be that spicy. Where did my spoons go? So I'll put a little more in. Let it melt away. If it is too spicy, which I don't see it being, and if it is, we'll add more sugar. We'll add some rice vinegar to it. We'll tone it down the best we can. And if not, we'll just, bear through it and have some milk after. I don't know. Don't be a pussy. Just suck it up, man. I feel like I eat less spicy than I used to, though. Like, I used to always just be down for, the better. I still kind of agree, but, I just don't eat spicy as much anymore. And I feel when people ask if they're spicy, I have, two meanings. Someone says, is it spicy? It's like, is it spicy? To me, there is a spectrum. Is there a spice into it? Would someone consider this spicy? And I'm like, that's just crossing the line. To me, when you ask me spicy, I'm trying to tell you how far along it goes on the spectrum. So for my nephew, because obviously he's young, he's 5, when his parents ask me, is this spicy? I'm like, no, but it's it would be to him because there is spice, period. It's is it spicy, yes or no? Technically, yes, there is a little kick, I guess. It doesn't taste bland or plain. But when you ask something spicy, I'm assuming you're asking more is it spicy? How spicy is it? Okay, so let me have another taste again. Yeah, it's become a little sweeter. Okay, I think we're gonna add a little bit more water. And I want to the intensity of the flavor a little bit because we still haven't added any of the packets from the ramen. This is when you can figure out if you want to add how much. Like I'm only going to add a little bit. This is the plain soup base. This is the spicy stuff. I'm going to add a little bit of spicy in here, just like this. Probably like half of it. Just because, again, the soup itself that I've made is already spicy. So I don't want it too crazy. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the regular soup base too. Oh yeah, this is nice. Oh yeah, this will be good. I love the smell of this too. This is beef based. That's why I'm like, it smells good. That shit smells good. Okay, we're gonna keep mixing in here. Oh, went right up the nostrils. Alrighty. Okay. Gonna make sure everything is melted and mixed well. Okay, yeah. She looked nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. I will say the spice hits in a little bit at the end, but not too bad in my opinion. I'm gonna try to throw in a little makeshift tacks of tteokbokki. I mean, when you munch on it, it definitely has that like texture of tteokbokki, rice cakes, because it is made out of rice flour. So that like chewy texture, which I believe is called Q or something like that, is there. We'll throw those in. We're gonna throw in our fish cakes and our eggs as well. Again, the thing is that now we're like towards the end of cooking, so I just want to make sure that we don't put things in too early, you know. The eggs can cook. And then I'll put the noodles in. Oh, I forgot. We'll put in the little extras in here. And I've always said this, and I'm like, is this controversial? Is this brave? I don't know. But like, okay, if you have all these little dried veg in here, right, in your instant ramen, is it not the same as the like dried peas and carrots and stuff that like you see at a pet store? Is it not the same? Like if we were in an apocalypse and we had to like struggle for food and stuff, could we not just rehydrate that shit and put it in my ramen for extra vegetable and stuff, right? Or like, you know, when the dogs have the freeze-dried chicken and shit, it's like if I just hydrate that, could I eat that? Because when the ingredients say just chicken or like, again, just peas, just carrots, it's like, could I eat that? Out of curiosity, you know? If anyone's ever tried it, let me know. I assume they must sell like a heat version they can add to your ramen and stuff too, but I'm just saying. I am just saying. Okay, now I have to rip this open. And we're gonna put the ramen in here. Okay. Okay, here we go. We'll put that in here, let it cook, let it simmer. Okay. And the thing too with the ramen itself, it's like you don't want it to cook overcooked either, because again, like the fish, it'll suck up too much of the water, the broth. Yeah, I'll let it do its thing, let it come down. And right now we're about at like what, 375 on temp. Goody, we goody. Okay, and then I'm just gonna get my regular chopsticks, the ones that I'm actually gonna eat with. Again, home cooking, it's different, okay? Like, I'm gonna use whatever the fuck I want, because I'm gonna be the one eating it, you know? Oh my god, this has a cute cat on it. I don't know. And then my house also has these like super long chopsticks that are good for like cooking. Like this is regular chopsticks. This is like cooking chopsticks. They're very tall. Okay, I'm going to use these. Okay, I'm using these. They don't match, but they're from the same pack. But I like that they have these little ridges on the bottom. Can you hear that? Okay, so now that the noodles are a little softened, let's break this shit up. Again, it would have been easier if I had a package. I don't have a package, okay? I don't. I gotta go to Costco. Okay. But everything else is looking pretty good. And that steam coming through I'm clearing my sinuses, okay? The spice is there. And I see it bubbling a little bit. I want to turn it down again. Oh yeah, she nice. Okay, and then we're gonna mix everything together. Obviously, pot like this would be better for like a bigger portion, but it's just me here. This is already like more than enough for me. If I was actually doing this in a pot on the stove, I probably would have halved everything. Like I would have just done 1 egg. I probably would have done half a pack of ramen. And especially if I had real rice cakes in my house, I wouldn't have done a whole package of ramen plus 2 eggs plus all these fish cakes. It's like way too much. That's why it works for like sharing food or like bar food too. Like the same reasons why like abude jjigae works. Like at some of the bars I've gone to in Korea, I had so much fun days where it's like you're just sitting and drinking, talking to your friends, and there's a big pot in the center, and everyone kind of just like, you know, gets their little bowl, one of these, and it's just like we're chitting and we're chatting and we're just hee hee ha ha, give me a shot of soju, how's everything going, and yum yum yum. Yum, but it's hot. Hot as in temperature wise, probably because, you know, we're directly in the pot. Okay, wipe some things down. I'm gonna unplug this as well, just so you can make sure the heat doesn't go up or anything. I can dismantle this trap over here. Perfect. And again, if this wasn't a huge pot that was like clearly people can eat out of this, like if this was a pot on the stove, I would just eat directly out of the pot because like why are you gonna make more dishes, you know? But we're being good here. Okay, and I'm gonna cut open this egg as well. Look at this. She looks really nice. Look at that egg. How yolky she still is. Look at that. She looks good. Hell yeah. I would say again, probably about 7 or so minutes. I will say if you had a bigger pot than the one I use and the water fully submerges the egg, again, I think 6 to 7 is plenty. But anyway, I'm gonna make myself a little bowl here. Make sure I have some egg, I have some noodles. Okay, oh, I don't want it to like spray everywhere. And then I have some, make sure I get cabbage, make sure I get some of the fish cake. Oh, and I want to make sure I try some of the hacked fish cake. I'm sorry, the hacked rice cakes. Look how clear they've become. Like they don't have that like white look, but look how clear. But again, it's makeshift for a hack. And then I'll put a little bit of the broth in there too to make sure you get all that flavor flav. And you know, one thing that I think we as a society need to adopt that happens very often in Korea, or it's like a Korean staple, is that for some of the foods that they eat when you go to restaurants, they have aprons for you. Like when you go to Korean barbecue, when you go get ramen, whatever, tteokbokki and stuff like that, you go get abude jjigae somewhere, like there's usually a hook somewhere that has aprons hanging on it. I'm going to turn this off. And basically, you can put it over your clothes, so when you're eating, she won't be flinging at you, you know? That shit ain't gonna like... splatter. Couldn't think of the word. But yeah, I'm like, we need to do more of that here. Like if you go out for fall or anything too, it's like, yeah, I would need that. But okay, so we're having a bomb-ass jammy egg. Yep. Ramen. Hell yeah. Fish cake. Cabbage. And to give you a review on the rice paper rice cake hack, let me pick it up. It's a little slimy. Interesting. I'll say it definitely doesn't have the same type of like thick, chewy texture that a regular like rice cake would. I don't think it's bad. It's almost like slimier. It's slimier. It's not as starchy, I think, is what it is. It still is chewy and fun though. I like that. Oh, excuse me. But I definitely think it works as like a substitution if you don't have any. I wouldn't say it's like a 1-for-1, obviously, but like not too shabby. And I think the thing too is that if I had used rice cakes in here, like actual rice cakes in here, it wouldn't, because the rice cakes are starchier than these like paper rice cakes are, it probably would make the broth a little thick too. I'm trying to put my finger on what they remind me of. No, but I mean, I still like them. But anyway, oh my God. Did I get to show you? I mean, I guess you can see what it all looks like, but like, do you want to see more? Actually, like, look. Before I spill it all, but look. Does it look good? Oh. Maybe this way. Right? Not too shabby, huh? And now imagine you and I, you're here, I'm here. We're laughing, we're chatting, and we're just, you know, yummy, delicious. Want to try one? Like, here you go. Is it delicious? I bet it is. Hell yeah, I say, as my salad is in the fridge just wishing to be eaten right now. It's like, it's Friday. We gotta celebrate with something good. I'm killing it. So I think my strength is definitely in the actual like food versus the baking part, but I mean, I think I did a really good job. I would love to try different things to cook too. Right now, I'm just kind of cooking what I'm comfortable with or things I would just like to try. So if there's anything in particular you'd like me to try, let me know. Oops. Because I think one day I'll do a nice, like, again, if maybe a shrimp scampi or a like just a pasta or something would be nice. And again, if I can use this dish here, is great because then I can just like, you know, cook directly here, so I don't have to like turn around and move you guys and stuff. So that's something we can think about. What else we got for like a one pot meal, you know? But yeah, she's nice. I feel like honestly, with the ingredients we use, you can't fuck it up, right? Like, I feel like you could probably survive on just using gochujang and the ramen packet and make that shit delicious. If you've seen any of those videos that are like, oh, ramen hacks, whatever, and it's like add the yolk in the mayo or whatever. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh. I'll tell you what I forgot to do. I had this leftover egg white from when I made the cookies, and I was supposed to add it into here. Fuck. Okay. Should I do that now? I guess. So annoying. All I had to do was drop it in like a drop, and I forgot. That's what happens in real time, huh? I could like literally cook it right now. Yeah, I'll probably cook it in a little bowl and just throw it in here. Call it a day, you know. Again, this is what it's like cooking for real, okay? Things aren't always planned well. Things should happen and we just deal with them, right? I didn't realize that there was gonna be lids in my oven when I turned it on, okay? But we deal, okay? We didn't die, and that's all that matters. Okay, I wanna put it in for what, like 30? I don't know. Did anyone ever take home ec in school? Excuse me. I took home ec when I was in 6th grade, which was one of my favorite classes at the time. So I specifically remember that when they were going to remove home ec, this is when we started learning how to write essays and stuff. And we learned how to write a 5-paragraph essay to, like, you know, come up with an idea and support it with 3 paragraphs, blah, 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 whatever. And I did mine, why we should keep home ec. Okay, so I just cooked that egg white in this little bowl. I'm gonna throw it in here and call it a day and cut it up in here, just so we don't have food going to waste. But yeah, and one of the things we learned in that home ec class was actually how to cook eggs in the microwave. And so we did that in that class. And if anyone is curious, that's also how I met my first boyfriend in the 6th grade, because he was a kid who was like a skater boy or whatever, and we were not in the same classes at all. Like, I was an honor student, okay? He was not. He was a skater boy. I said, see you later, boy. All right? He was not good enough for me, okay? No. But we actually sat next to each other in this home ec class, and that's how we met. And it turned out we liked some of the same stuff. Turned out we both loved Linkin Park, and he was like, I have the Hybrid Theory CD, and I said, oh my God, I have the Over CD. We should trade. And so we did, and that's how we connected. Home ec and Linkin Park. Cheers to that. And I haven't had a boyfriend since. Sort of. Okay, need more water too. It is dehydrating working in the kitchens, okay? If only working in the kitchen was actually this like fun in a real kitchen, it's not. It is not. I've had my fair share of working in restaurants. Specifically, I've done like it all. I worked in a breakfast diner where I worked as the toast girl. I was the toast girl. So when you ordered something and it was like, I'm gonna have white wheat rice, cinnamon raisin, sourdough, Italian, whatever, I would put that in the toaster and make sure you got it on your plate, okay? And then I was a line cook for a little bit. If you ordered waffles, if you ordered pancakes, I was there. It was me doing it. And then, but of course, I was able to do some of the stuff on the regular, the main grill too, because I would cover for the main cook there sometimes. So I was making omelets. I was making your overeaten eggs. I was making sure your little breakfast sausages were nice and crispy for you. Making sure the potatoes were nice and flavorful with all the, the powders and stuff in it. Yeah. And then I would sometimes have to wash dishes as well, because during the week they didn't have a dishwasher, probably because like the guy who owned it was like trying to cut some corners, So during the week when it was slower, they never had a dishwasher. So if I worked during the week, everyone has to pitch in and do the dishes. Lame. Yeah, and that was also when I first started serving, because they were like, what are you doing in the kitchen? Why are you back here? You should be the front of the house. And I said, you think so? And then that's how I first started serving, was at this diner too. And then I worked in a bunch of other restaurants where I started to bartend. I worked at a hibachi restaurant, which is where I also learned how to bartend. That was my first time bartending. Then I worked at a different restaurant where I served and bartended. And then I worked at a different like, not really a restaurant, but like a dive bar type thing. And then I said, nah, I'm good, because I served there sort of, but I was like, I'm not trying to be here from 7 p.m. when nothing's happening, like 3 in the morning. Fuck no. For like barely $200, absolutely not. Not worth it. So then I ended up going to a regular restaurant. Again, I bartended and served there. Then when I moved to Connecticut for grad school, I worked in a higher end restaurant, like kind of a, what's it called? A casual fine dining restaurant, where it's like, yeah, shit was expensive there, or it'd be like everyone thought I would buy like really expensive bottles of wine. It'd be like, that was like a big day for the whole front of the house when someone would sell like, $1,000 bottle of wine or something. But yeah, so I served and bartended there too. But yeah, that was my first time working in like a real kitchen, where it's like you have all your chefs, where it's like the main chef, you have the sous chef, you have an appetizer chef, you have an expediter, you have your dessert chef, whatever, You have like runners and stuff, which is great, because I'm like, oh, thank God I don't need to run my own food, because I'm traumatized by the one time I like carried the big black trays that they have that you usually put like 5-6 dishes on it, like, and because there wasn't even food on it. It wasn't even something that happened during like service hours. It was like pre-opening shift stuff. Watching your stream is like having a foot bath, but the water is cold. Is it good or not? Because I mean, I like cold water. I like a good cold bath. But basically, I have all the tables used to have like little glass candle holder flower vases and stuff on it, and they were all on one big black tray. So I remember specifically one time I came in, no one had brought it up, and I was like, what the fuck, why not? I like went to go get it from like the walk-in refrigerator downstairs in like the basement or whatever. So I made it all the way up, and then when I went through the swinging door, I didn't walk forward enough, and it swung back at me, and all of the glass vases tumbled to the floor. fresh flowers everywhere, water everywhere, glass everywhere, and every single one of the vases broke. So I said, I don't think I'm going to carry these type of trays ever again. And I never did. And that's what made me quit restaurants. No, but that's why I was like, oh, thank God we have runners, because I don't, if there's too much food there, it's like, oh, no, I can't take that many at a time. But the thing with the restaurant industry is that I've had a good time working in it. I've had the best of times and the worst of times. Spicy. And you definitely get them peppers in there. Yeah, it's good though. One of the things I will say I loved about the restaurant industry is that, like, I met and became friends with a bunch of people that I probably would never have been friends with. Like, we just have crossed paths in the ways where it's like, oh, you know what, under this context or this, like, situation of us working together, we get along really well. But if we saw each other on the streets, I don't think we would have meshed well, you know, or I don't think we would have gone up to each other to be friends. Well, that's nice, you know, meeting people from different walks of life. I know some of our, like, regulars were really great. Like, there was a lot of, like, customers, but there was also a lot of really great people. Some who, you know, I think at the time, basically the way our tip system worked too, it was a big pool. So, like, everyone pooled in what they made. Some people made a little more, like the supervisors, blah, 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 whatever. So you can either get screwed or you could, you know, do really well, where it's like, hey, I only had a small section. My section wasn't that busy, but you need to, like, take advantage of the fact that other people are busy, you know, or you get the shit on the stick and you're the busy one. And it's like, what the fuck? No one wanted to sit out there under the pergola where, you know, I had, but everyone wants to sit inside, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of luck of the draw there. But I came to a point for me where I was very lucky that I had a good amount of regulars, or I had certain higher spenders who would not only request me, but would always sit in my section, would always order expensive things, or would, more importantly, tip me on the side. So, like, the way that would work, the way that the restaurant I worked in allowed it, was if your table, your customers tip on the bill, like regular, right? So if it's $100 and they tip $20, that goes into the pot, right? If they wrote down $120, but also gave you a $50 bill, that's yours to pocket. And I, like, ended up relying on that weekly. I would probably make at least $100 on the weekend just in extra tips. And I did. Go me. Well, that's my restaurant rant for the day. I don't know what it is. Maybe just working so hard makes me not that hungry. I don't know. Just in this kitchen. With the amount of stuff that's in here and the amount that I ate, it literally looks like it could feed 4 people. That's what y'all doing. Come here. Come join me. What are you guys having for lunch? Let me know. A salad, a sandwich, pizza Friday. What are you having? Is it not lunchtime for you? It might not be lunchtime for you. It doesn't matter. I think that eating certain types of food at certain hours of the day is a social construct. If I want to have a steak in the morning, I'm going to eat it. If I want to have a big bowl of pasta as soon as I wake up, I'm going to eat it. I don't give a fuck. I'm an adult. Give you a plate. Oh, I wish I could, man. It's pretty good. You like spicy food? Is that a hemp tat on my hand? No, well, it's henna or Mendi. I went to my friend's child's birthday. Well, it was a Bollywood theme for her, like, Indian side of the family. And I did henna there, so it's still lingering. I got it done on Saturday, so it's almost all gone. Like, the hand part is pretty good, but some of the fingers are kind of disappearing. But no worries. Yummy. I'd eat in the morning. Yeah, I'm saying, like, you don't have to have breakfast foods at breakfast time, okay? You know, that's why they always have to make you an excuse, like, brunch for lunch or whatever. Like, what if we do breakfast for dinner? It's like, isn't that still just dinner? It's still food at dinner time. I feel like that's like a kid's thing, right? They have to make sure the kids don't be trying to eat ice cream first thing in the morning. Even though I'm an adult. If I want to eat a freaking Klondike bar for breakfast, I'm going to. Thanks. Cabbage, rice cakes, noodles, yum. Fish cakes too. Yeah, make sure we get some of the peppers in here. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Living dangerously. Dangerous. I'm also the type of person where I'm like, yo, what if we have something sweet after breakfast, lunch, and dinner? What you think? You know? I don't know how to use chopsticks. I think it's funny because people are always like, oh, can you teach me how do you do it? And it's like, girl, I don't know. You just learn. And again, it's different because obviously if you've grown up with it, it's just so common, you know? But I will say, I think even if this is like the right way to use it or whatever, my honest opinion is that as long as the food gets in your damn mouth, I'm not, you know, I don't really care that much. If you're using the kid ones, hold on. I think I have a pair in here. Here. If you can't use chopsticks, you can use these. Okay? You just boop. And these work just as well. It's just a little extra, a little training wheels. Well, steak is probably healthier than bacon for breakfast. Probably. Although I will say, if you give me a nice thick slab of bacon, like, you know, that thick cut bacon, I'm like, yeah, is this pork belly? You know what I mean? Like, just fry that up and put that in a balsam instead. But yeah. I use chopsticks all the time. I prefer them over forks. I was born in the USA, lol. I don't really have a preference. It kind of just depends. I will say I think that using chopsticks definitely help you, like, not eat as quickly, if you know what I mean. Like, for example, if I'm having a bowl of rice, I'm probably going to be able to scoop up less rice with my chopsticks over the same amount of time as I can with like a fork or a spoon, right? But yeah, and I feel like that's also a good way to like practice too, where it's like, if you can pick up single grains of rice with your chopsticks, usually means you're like doing pretty well. Or like, you know, it's in a way that people like pick up marbles or something. It's just like to practice. Helps your hand-eye coordination. Yeah. I will say what's tough though with chopsticks is that like if they're slippery and they like kind of fall when you pick them up, like, you know, it can be hard to like pick up all like the noodles and stuff, especially if it slides right off and it's like, excuse me, you just scatter things everywhere. Like if I'm trying to pick, again, this is what we tried to do a little rice paper hack for rice, and they're pretty slippery. But it's like, okay, if I can't pick it up, it's gonna slide right through and it's gonna splatter everything everywhere. Yeah, this is a little slimy. See, yeah, even I'm struggling picking them up. I'm gonna finish this last little mini bowl that I have, set this aside, and then we can try the cookies that sit in here. Yeah, those thick noodles get slippery. They do. I will say I like these chopsticks right now too because they have a little bit of like indents on the end over here. I don't know if you can see them or not. But they supposedly help. I don't know if they do or not, but in theory, they probably should, right? All right, people. Last 2 bites. I have a few custom ones. I want to get jade ones. I will say, I think I'm a classic person. Like, I like just the wooden ones. I feel like sometimes even the metal ones I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't like the way they sound when they like clank against each other. Also, it like just occurred to me, I totally forgot that my mic is here and it's like not coming directly from my camera. So I'm like, oh shit, you can just probably hear me slurping away. Okay, wait, y'all. I'm not a fan of the slurping ASMR. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Actually good. Some really nice jade chopsticks I saw online. Been daydreaming about. I'm curious to know how like well they work and stuff. They might be too pretty, too nice to eat, man. Okay, I'm going to pull this out of here. Okay. Oh. And put the lid on here and put this aside. And if you're wondering, yes, my kitchen is now a mess. There is stuff on every surface possible in this kitchen. Excuse me, but that's okay. We're here to have fun. And I'm here to hang out with y'all. I'm having a good time. So I'm not pressed. I'm just stating facts. Okay. Sip, sip, sip. Okay, let me collect some of the shit out of here. Let me fill my sink with dishes. You guys know exactly what I'm doing post-stream. Oh, shit. Okay. I want to save these. We didn't use all the pack for the ramen, so I kind of want to put it aside in case, you know. Okay. Now let's bring out the cookies. You know what? Some of the little kiddos in my family, or actually, no, one of the cousins, used to call me Cookie Monster because my hair was bright electric blue. And now, I'm like, yeah, call me Cookie Monster. Let's eat these. Okay. So, now that they've sat and cooled, look at these. They're coming directly right off of the Silpat, which is great. Sorry, the silicone mat is not a Silpat brand. And then even, okay, even on the cookie sheet that we didn't put anything on, just some butter, just cut up pretty well. So the thing with the oatmeal cookies is that like they look lightly golden brown, but I feel like when they were in the oven, it was hard to tell. So this is one from the cookie sheet by itself, and this is one from the Silpat. Okay, and let's flip them over. Actually, let me pick a different one though. Oh, interesting. Look at the back of them. The Silpat actually has a little bit more of a color on the back side than the plain cookie sheet. Interesting. Yummy. I hope they taste good. They look good, but we'll see. Okay. So if I break them apart, this is the one from just the sheet. Oh yeah, they were definitely really soft on the inside. Like they broke really nice, even though they're cool. That's what I was saying earlier too, where it's like I don't want them to turn to rocks when they get cool. And then this is one from Silpat. Also pretty soft on the inside. So inside here from the Silpat, the silicone mat, and this is the regular cookie sheet. They look pretty good. They look pretty similar to me. Let's try it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay, so here's what we're learning. I don't think there's a big difference between using the silicone mat or the cookie sheet by itself. So that's good. I will say, I really... Yeah, it's everywhere. I like these cookies a lot, actually, because I feel like the oatmeal flavor comes through, like the oats come through. Again, if anyone is asking, or if anyone's curious, I basically use the America's Test Kitchen version. I shaved off a couple things. The America's Test Kitchen version of the oatmeal cookies, I use raisins. I don't like raisins. Fuck raisins. Get that shit out of my cookies. Get that shit out of my carrot cake. I don't like raisins in my baked goods, okay? And get that shit out of the fried rice too. So have you ever been to a place where they have raisins in fried rice? Nah, fuck that. Get these raisins out of my damn face. Anyway, so I altered it a little bit where I cut down some of the sugar. I think I cut down a little bit of the salt, which I don't know if even the salt would have mattered, but yeah, I added chocolate chips obviously. But yeah, I don't like the flavor of it because it does like it tastes like toasted oats, which is what I want. Like there's sometimes oatmeal cookies, you can't taste the oats in it. It's like, hello, that's the whole point. For a chocolate chip over a raisin any day of the week. Yeah, agree. Because you're what, a sane human? Yeah. Just kidding, everyone. But yeah, big chocolate chip girly too. Really, these are pretty good. I'm glad. I think this was a success, which I feel vindicated after last week's very meh pound cake that I made. So I'm happy that these came out pretty well. So it changes, excuse me. The changes that this particular recipe did for your classic back of the box or back of the tin for oatmeal cookies is that they cut the butter down and used oil. So we only used 4 tablespoons of butter to like a half cup of oil, which typically most like cookie recipes would just use a lot of butter, not so much oil. Sometimes the butter can also be very flavorful, which is good, but sometimes it might overpower the oats, which is obviously what we don't want because I want oatmeal cookies. I like oatmeal. But yeah, and then we also browned that little bit of butter we had, so it gave us a little more like, richer flavor. Same thing, we use more brown sugar to the white sugar. So also adds a bit more of like a richer flavor, I guess. Almost like a sweeter caramelized type of flavor. Also, I put down a little bit of the white sugar as well because we put chocolate chips in here, and I just don't want my cookies to be too sweet, you know? But yeah, the oats just flew out of there, but I'm good. The only thing I need is a glass of milk. Yeah, I would say today's lunch and dessert was a fucking success, okay? The tteokbokki ramen came out delicious. What we learned, you can put all that shit in a pot, it's gonna be bomb. That's what we know. Of course, we had some help on the way with like using the ramen packets in there. What we had, gochujang. We put some chilies in there because, you know, I like that shit spicy. Hell yeah. And then we tried the hack of using, because I didn't have actual rice cakes, and again, I use ramen anyway as my like noodle in it, so I'm okay with that. But we tried the hack where we use rice paper and we kind of roll it up and bunch it up into little like chunks, use as rice cakes. It worked okay. Not a 1-for-1, but like it does something. If you were in a pinch, I think it would work. So there's that. Yeah, and then for our cookies, I think I just went on a whole explanation. It came out pretty damn good. So go me. Now I'm like, what should we make next week? I'm excited. Okay. Yeah, like I mean, I guess we'll have to see if they still stay this like soft. By like tomorrow or whatever. But like they're not warm right now. They've cooled down, and they have a good texture to them. So I fuck with that so much. Happy Friday to me and to you. They are good. All right. Oh, you know what? You know what I thought about doing, but I should have done for half of them, but I didn't. I should have done walnuts. That's why I brought these out here. I like walnuts in my cookies too, but I forgot. It's okay. We'll do walnuts in a different cookie next time. Or has anyone had those like cranberry type of cookies, or those like cranberry nuts like that, like kitchen shit? I would love to try that too one day. But yeah, I think this is gonna be it for the stream today. I made cookies. I made tteokbokki ramen. I tried some new techniques. I tried some new things. Did a little bit of recipe testing, whether it be the 2 different cookie sheets we used, or the 2 different, you know, types of baking surfaces, whether it was the rice paper tteokbokki like hack thing. I tried it all, and I think we had a good time. I think this is a pretty successful stream, if I don't say so myself. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate new follows when people tuned in for the first time. In case you didn't know, my name is Yolanda. I just started kind of streaming regularly. I will be back on Sunday afternoon. Me and my cousin, who she might be in the chat. I don't know, Tina, if she's in here, she might be. Maybe Sandra. They're come and hang out. They work from home and they come hang out with me when I'm streaming because they are good people. They're my family and some of my best friends, and they come hang out, and they, you know, my biggest fans. I love it, love it. But yeah, so we're playing some games. Probably some like party games and stuff, like I don't know, Fall Guys, Gang Beasts, stuff like that. Something that we can all cross-play from PC to Switch. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll be all right. Not 100% sure on the time yet, but we're doing that. Otherwise, my new stream schedule for the following week will probably come out during that stream too on Sunday, just because life is a little weird sometimes. So I try to figure out what my stream will be right before, like of the week of. So yeah. And if you ever want to know, you can always use the command schedule. But yeah, during the week, if I'm home and have like computer work to do, I'll usually do some type of like study with me, work with me, Pomodoro focusing streams where we focus for like 50 minutes, just some chill lo-fi, and then we can talk a little bit for like 10, and then we get back to work. But yeah, because I figured if I'm on my computer doing work, I might as well stream and hang out with you too. But yeah, so that is a little bit about me, a little bit about what I'm streaming, and I'm also grinding Hades right now. I'm like 115 deaths in, so I will probably be streaming that at least 1 or 2 days this week. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, again, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I've been having a really good time streaming, so I want to do more, and I will likely have another cooking stream on Friday. So probably time around noon or so. I feel like I like that these are short enough streams where it's like, oh, I have enough time to set everything up and break everything down before my house gets full of people. So I like that. But yeah, I will see you in the next stream, hopefully, or if not the next one, sometime soon. Thank you so much for joining me. And you all have a wonderful weekend, okay?